Hey everyone, Jeff Macklin here, and today I want to talk a little bit more about technique. In my previous video, which you can see using the link above, I talked about the position of your pick hand. So go check that one out if you haven't done that yet. I think it'll be really helpful, and it's really expanding upon what we're going to talk about today. At one point in my guitar playing, I would hear fast licks. I kind of called them the Skynyrd licks, you know, the things at the end of Freebird. And I was thinking, well, how are they doing those so fast? I can't get this really fast. And I would have some degree of technique, but I was thinking, well, why can't I just do that? And once again, like I talked about last week, it was because I was doing it wrong. So let's talk a little bit about the simple concept of economy picking. Okay, do not get scared. Sometimes we think about economy picking or sweep picking as something that relates to Yngwie Malmsteen and playing fast and big arpeggios and things like that. Although that is a really helpful technique for that, the idea of sweep picking is quite, predates that stuff quite a bit. If you watch someone like Wes Montgomery play with his thumb, he sweep picks all the time because he's picking in the same direction across the strings. So that's the general idea here. So if I'm going to do a downstroke, I want to follow the next pick direction with another downstroke, right? So let's check out classic rock lick number 1. Okay, so you've heard that lick a million times. I don't think the lick itself is really the point. The picking is going to be what's the most important thing I want to talk about. That lick is so cliche, it's not even a cliche. It's like saying the in guitar. It's a great place to start. It gives you a place to go to, right? The, right? Where's that going to go? Or somewhere else. But here, the idea of repeating that lick over and over again is really, really important because it builds up your technique. And here's the technique I'm going to talk about. When I was younger, I would try to alternate pick all that because I thought everybody alternate picked everything. So I was thinking, now of course some people can alternate pick that, but I was always wondering how people could go, and I was having a hard time doing that. The answer is economy picking. So the idea here is I'm going to do a down pick, and as I go to my next string, I do another down pick. So down, down, now up on the top string. That brings me into position to come back down and ready to do a downstroke again. As opposed to alternate picking all that, which I find very difficult. Or you might say, why am I not just down picking all of it? Down, 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 down. Well, the last up pick puts you in a position to come down to do the down pick again. So it's down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. Now, if you notice, the motion is coming from my wrist. I'm not doing this big sweepy motion because I'm only just going across 3 strings. If you're liking these licks and these ideas, these are all from my course Blues Rock Repeated Licks, and I have it on sale for a special price using the link above or below. In the course, I have about 24 more licks like this. I isolate the technique, show you how to use it. These little repeated lick ideas not only help build your technique, they help build your vocabulary, because what we end up doing is connecting some of these ideas into longer phrases. And these phrases are the bedrock of blues, metal, blues rock, hard rock, any kind of guitar stuff where you're bending strings, you're going to be playing these strings. And the technique is so essentially important to get together to get a little bit of speed on them. So check out the link above or below. You can get that course at a special discount price. What's important is when you're practicing this, you're not doing down, down, up, down, down, up. We want to try to get as smooth a sweeping motion as we possibly can. So down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, as opposed to down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. You know what I mean? Not a choppy right hand motion or pick hand motion. You want to have it as smooth as possible. Now, a little trick is if you're doing it really slowly, sometimes it's hard to get the sweep feel together. So if I'm doing like, sometimes that's really like down, down, up. But if I bring up the tempo just a little bit, we get that motion to start to kick in. All right, let's check out another lick. If you want the tab, notation, and background track, of course, use the link above or below, and you can get that for free over at JM Guitar Lessons. All right, so the notes, I'm playing an A minor pentatonic scale once again. I'm going to bend the D to the E. I'm going to go to the high E string and play the A on the 5th fret. Pinky's got to get the G on the 2nd string, and I'm pulling off to my first finger on the E. Next, let's check out the picking pattern here. Down, up, pull off. Down, up, pull off. Down, up, pull off. So you see what starts to happen? Look at that right hand. I'm going to try to alternate pick that if I can. Nope, can't really do it. Once again, Doc White's and her want to do this, then don't do that. Same thing. I just can't play it physically because it's too hard for me to play. And if I do it this way, it's much, much easier. Once again, when I said in the beginning, when you're practicing it, don't forget to practice it a little bit faster. Get the lick together, get that under your hand, like the physical aspect of the left hand, and then start to work on the right hand picking. So down, up, pull off, down, up. So you get this motion of... A very important thing, and I mentioned this in the previous video, is that if I stare at my right hand, like really pay attention to it. It really helps a lot because I'm focusing all my energy mentally on this hand to see if I'm doing things properly. Left on our own devices, sometimes we just do crazy stuff, like whatever seems to be working at that moment. You might do 3 downs in a row, whatever, but it's important that you keep an eye on it because the technique is what we're talking about. So let's check out lick number 3. This one's a little trickier, so let's check this out. I'm going to bend that same D. I have my E, and my pinky gets this G, or your 3rd finger, whatever works for you. To me, this one was a little trickier because we're doing the economy picking across 2 strings. So I'm doing down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. Now, interestingly, I could alternate pick that lick. It works okay, but what's interesting about that is since it's a 3-note lick and you're alternate picking, the picking changes. So you'd start at a downstroke, and then when you come back around, that first note's an upstroke, and that becomes a down. So it starts to work through the pattern. And that's not bad. I just found it was more difficult to do than this. So now we can just put those 3 licks together in some sort of phrasing. So let's check this out. So you see what I did there? Watch. Wow, right? So that, suddenly those 3 little phrases now become a longer phrase. And they sound pretty familiar, right? That's stuff that, to me, that's Angus Young, that's Jimmy Page, that's Hendrix, that's Eric Clapton, it's Van Halen. It's John Mayer, it's Joe Bonamassa, it's blues rock guitar. This is, like I said, the bedrock of the vocabulary of blues and blues rock guitar. So practicing these repeated licks, especially working on this economy picking, sweep picking, whatever you want to call it, simplified picking is the way I like to look at it, allows us to play these licks in a lot smoother fashion, right? There's a flowing sound to this, a flowing feel to the licks, and it really comes across in your playing if you spend the time working on it. All right, I hope this is helpful. This carries on to all my playing through everything I do. Once I started working on this economy picking idea has permeated my playing in every aspect, and I'm really thankful I spent the time on it. So once again, if you want to learn more about this, please check out my Chorus Blues Rock Repeated Licks using the link above or below. I am Jeff Mackerlane. Until the next time, I will see you then.